if we're gonna level up and glow up and focus on our purpose, these 7 things that I'm gonna talk about today cannot come. They got to go. Hello beautiful people, welcome to the Conscious and Chic YouTube channel. My name is Kathleen. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's good to have you again. And I decided to do a part 2 to the video about all the things that I left in this last year that I did not pack in my luggage for this year. And there was other things. There was seven other things that as I was thinking about the video, okay, actually pause, time out, pause. I'm in New York, and if you hear noises, honking, sirens, please forgive me because it's New York, there's noise, it is what it is. I decided to start the year in a peaceful, calm, zen, not city, but setting. And so I decided to take some time away, got a hotel room, and just started the year in a really aligned, mindful, intentional way. And so if you hear noises, if the light changes also, we're not in the studio, so I don't have any control over the light. It means the sun is moving around. I hope you can hear me well. I'm actually shooting on my vlogging camera, not my DSLR, so I don't have like a big external mic. I'm thinking, actually guys, tell me if I should maybe invest in a podcasting mic. So a mic that would sit like right in front of me, and yeah, let me know about the sound quality, what you think of it. But moving on to this video, I did a part 1. If you didn't see it, I will have it linked in the description box, and it is focusing on the things that we left in this last year. And those 7 things that I shared in the first video were really personal to me, but the things that I'm sharing in this second video are things that maybe some of you struggle with. Those are things that I don't really struggle with at the moment. I maybe did at some point, and as I'm going through it, I'll probably highlight that. But those are things that if you are struggling with them, and I don't care what month it is when you watch this, today is the day. You can start this today. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in the new year. There's nothing magical. There's nothing magical about January. You can do this at any time. But 7 other things that I think, if we're gonna level up and glow up and focus on our purpose and what God wants us to do and our calling and living our dreams and making sure that we're living according to our values, these 7 things that I'm gonna talk about today cannot come. They got to go. So without any further ado, if you are not subscribed and you like this type of content, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get my future uploads. You can get notified when those are up. You can also connect with me on all socials. Everything's in the description box if you're interested in that. But without any further ado, again, let's get into it. The number one thing, well, it's not in order, it's no particular order, but one thing that you need to let go of, get rid of, is your negative self-talk. I want you in this year to be intentional about talking to yourself like someone you love. There is something about most people where we will talk to ourselves and get down on ourselves and beat ourselves up and say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Like, no. We need to stop that and really have the same level of grace for ourselves that we have for other people. Treat yourself like someone you love. Speak to yourself like someone you love. Think of you like as if you were your daughter, for instance. Like, how would you speak to her if she made a mistake? How would you address that? If she had a dream, how would you encourage her to pursue her dream? Like, we need to get to a space where we're able to advocate for ourselves, where we're able to, for ourselves, to be able to love on ourselves and not always need it from outside sources. We need to be able to encourage ourselves, boost ourselves up, gas ourselves up. Sometimes, yes, you should gas yourself and say, girl, you look good today. Girl, you did that, like what you accomplished, like that was amazing, because actually only you know what it took for you to be able to accomplish that thing. Only you knew what you had to overcome in order to get there. And so there's nobody better than you to appreciate that. There's nobody better than you to gas yourself up, to, you know, I'm not saying be delusional. I mean, being delulu sometimes is a good thing. Especially if you're living a life of faith, sometimes you have to be delusional in order to go where you feel God's leading you to go and do the things he's calling you to do. Sometimes you have to be delusional, but I see it like faith, you know, having like faith that can move mountains, having faith and walking by it and not going by what you see. And I just think it's really important in this year to get rid of your negative self-talk. If you talk badly about yourself to yourself, you need to stop that. You need to catch yourself. You need to see, like, okay, what are the areas or the things that maybe I am being harsh on myself with. And I think there's a difference between like negative self-talk and being harsh and not putting up with your own excuses. Two completely different things. If you know you're procrastinating, if you know you're not living up to your potential, I don't think that calling yourself out on those things is negative self-talk. What I'm saying is not enable yourself in all of your vices. What I'm saying is, like, don't say, I'm ugly, I'm not as good as her, or I'll never make it, or I'm not gifted, I have nothing to offer. Like, don't say those things. Oh, I'm dumb, I'm broke. Like, you have to be very careful with what you put after I am very intentional about what I say about myself. And there are certain things you will never hear me say. My mind will never hear it. I will never hear it. You will never hear it. I am, and something that I actually don't want to see come to fruition in my life. Never. And I also don't let other people do it to me. If even in hypotheticals, oh, what if you did that? No. Because I believe words are powerful. And so you have to be intentional about what you speak about yourself and what you speak to yourself. Show yourself more love this year, okay? Number 2, people pleasing. Where my people pleasers at? If you're a people pleaser, put it in the comments. It's time for you to heal from your people pleasing tendencies and understanding why you people please and what it is about you that feels the need to meet everybody else's needs or feels the need to say yes all the time. No is a complete sentence. And sometimes it's okay to just say, I'm not gonna be able to do that, with no explanation. Like, you don't need to add, because I have this, that. And actually, this is one of those that I don't struggle with right now, but I had to go through this process. Like, what I'm telling you right now, I'm just thinking about it, and I had to go through that process of, because sometimes I would say no, but I had to put in an explanation, because I'm gonna be doing this and I'm gonna be going there, so I can't Oh, I can see the Freedom Tower from here. I didn't realize that. Oh, what a view. I mean, I only see the top of it, but I like that. It's inspiring. It's getting me all inspired. Okay. Getting back to it. I had to go through that process myself of being okay with not being able to do everything that everybody asked me to do, and to not feel the need to explain why I can't do it. And people react really well. They're okay with that. And I think that sometimes when you people please, you think that if I don't do this, or if I don't show up for this person, they're gonna be mad at me. And you're putting all this pressure on yourself that is not actually real pressure. Now, sometimes there are people who will guilt trip you, and you need to evaluate your relationship with them, and they will take advantage of you. But the people who have your best interest at heart and love you and wanna be in your life will not do that to you. And so, most often than not, if you tell them no, they're gonna be okay with it. I remember this story that I heard, I think it was Oprah, Stevie Wonder reached out to her to donate to an organization, and she was torn about it because she has other organizations that she supports and didn't feel like this one particularly aligned with what she felt like she should be giving to. And so she said no to him. She's a people pleaser. She admitted that. You can see that on YouTube. Like, I'm not making this up or saying something about her that she's not saying about herself. And she said no to him, and she thought that he was going to say, oh my gosh, I will never speak to you again. I will never sing for you. And no, he said, okay. She said no, and he said, okay. And that's usually what happens. And so I think for this new year, curing your people pleasing, figuring out what it is about people pleasing that is like something that you feel compelled to do, and learning to say no as a complete sentence. Number 3, you need to get rid of your fear of failure and your fear of success. It's both. And often we might think that, oh, I don't want to try this thing because what if it doesn't work out? But I think sometimes there are certain things that if you're honest, you're afraid that what if it does happen? Then what? Like, am I going to be able to keep it going? Am I going to have to keep leveling up? Well, yeah, this is the channel for leveling up. So the fear of maybe realizing that you've been living underneath your level of potential for all of these years and all the time that you wasted doing that. And also sometimes it's a fear of being seen, that if you are successful, then people are gonna see you. And I don't mean like you're gonna be famous. I mean like even just people in your immediate circle, they're gonna see you doing well. And for some reason you think maybe they might not like you as much, or they might think, oh, she thinks she all that, or what she thinks she's doing, like, you know? And the thing is, like, that's between them and God. That's their personal issue. It is not your issue. It's not for you to internalize. What you were put on earth to do, that is your business. What other people want to feel or think about it, that's their business. That's not your business, honey. And so whatever it is that is keeping you stuck, whether it's fear of failure or your fear of success, you need to deal with it and figure it out and start really living to your full potential and not self-sabotaging or holding yourself back. Self-sabotaging, that should have been one. Stop self-sabotaging and getting in your own way. Like, get out of your way. You're amazing. You can do so much more than what you can think. Like, if you put your mind to it, there's no telling where you'll be a year from now. So let this be the year where you stop getting in your own way. Let this be the year where you stop self-sabotaging or allowing fear to keep you from what you know you're capable of doing. And making sure also that you get rid of like your self-doubt and anything that causes you to doubt yourself. And I said this maybe in another video, but sometimes when we have self-doubt, we're really protecting like a little person within us. Like there's this little girl, this little boy within you that you're protecting by procrastinating. You're protecting them by not living up to your full potential and not allowing yourself to be seen, because they don't want to be seen. Like they want to stay in the shadows and hidden. And you need to talk to that little one within you and reassure them to say, hey, if you are successful or if you fail, whatever happens, like I'm gonna be there with you. I'm gonna be with you and go through that process. Yes, it's gonna hurt. Yes, it's gonna be hard, but we're going to make it through together and really deal with that self-doubt and stop living below what you know God's called you to do. This year, we're living to our potential. This year, we're going for more. We're being intentional about it, and we are getting rid of everything that doesn't serve us. Okay? If this video has been helpful for you so far, go ahead, like it. That helps me with the algorithm, especially since this channel is fairly new. And then subscribe. Join the fam. If you like these types of videos and you like this type of content, go ahead and also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Number 4 is comparison. There's this quote that says, comparison is the thief of joy. And that quote is like perfection. Because when you compare yourself to other people, you can choose to be down on yourself and think, oh, I'm not as good as this person, yada, 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 yada. Or you can be inspired And I definitely recommend the inspiration, the latter, because the first one is just steals your joy. And it also steals your joy in such a way that it also makes you devalue who you actually are and who you're called to be. So it's not only, oh, they have these things and I don't have them. It's also saying like, I am not worth these things, you know? And you can change, like it's okay to, I don't want to say it's okay to compare, but it's okay to be inspired by other people. Because I always tell myself, if God did it for them, he could do it for anyone. If this happened in their lives and they were able to achieve this thing, then anyone else can achieve it. And it shows you that it's possible. And so finding inspiration from people, I think it's such a more, if you are gonna look at other people, then that's what you should look at them for inspiration, instead of looking at them to devalue yourself or who you are. Your story is not their story. It's not gonna be the same. And that's the beauty of life. No journey, no two journeys are the same. Your journey is unique. You are unique. What you bring to the table is unique. And so your life is gonna be your life. And God is going to use you in a specific way. And so I think that if you are prone to maybe going on social media or reading magazines or the news and comparing yourself to other people, stop that. Stop comparing and just be inspired by it. And also know your limits. If you can't even find a way to be inspired, then cut it out. Don't watch anymore. Unsubscribe to the drama. Like, just get out of it, right? And do what's healthy for you in the season that you're in. And so comparison, don't bring that into this next chapter of your life. And know that also, I've always said this to myself, that we don't get to pick and choose what we want from other people's stories. And that's helped me also understand that there's certain things that in my life that I love and that might be some stuff that I don't really like. And it's the same thing for everyone else. There are things in their lives that are amazing, that they love, and there's things that they'd rather not deal with. And that's everybody's life. And so if you are sitting here and envious and jealous and wanting someone else's life, then you need to take all of it. Not only picking, choosing the good parts and then leaving the trauma, leaving the abandonment, leaving the setbacks. No, you have to take those too. You got it. It's a package deal, honey. And you also have to forego everything that you have, all the things that you love about your current life. You don't get to just take all the best. You don't get to just take all the red Skittles of your life and the red Skittles of somebody else's life and give them all the yellow and the green, you know? But we don't eat Skittles anymore, by the way. Red, dye, number, whatever. It's not good for you. But the analogy tracks, because I think everyone at some point in their lives ate some Skittles, and we all know the red ones were the best ones, but we don't eat that anymore. We don't eat that anymore. Number 5 is living in the past or living in the future. Basically, living anywhere that's not the present. When you're stuck living in the past, you can deal with a lot of regret, or sometimes when things happen in the past, you can romanticize them more. You think, oh, things were so much better back then. Like, I was da-da-da, da-da-da. Meanwhile, while you were actually there, you might say it differently. And so you might be in a stage in your life where you're either maybe romanticizing your past, or you're holding on to difficult situations or traumas that you went through in your past, and you're stuck there and you can't move on. And that's really robbing you from the life that you have now. You know, I've done a lot of consults with people where as far as I really hope this siren is not too loud. Again, I'm in New York, guys. I'm gonna see if I can wait for it to pass. Wow, what's going down? I kind of want to be nosy and see. It sounds like it's staying. Like, you should be passing by. And sometimes in New York there's traffic, right? And so it's the middle of the day, so it could be traffic too. Okay, it's gone now. So when you're living in the past, you might be calls with people. We'll talk about, like, sometimes some people maybe have been bullied when they were younger, or ostracized when they were younger, and it created this space where it's hard for them to step out. It's hard for them to live out their dreams because they're stuck in that fear of rejection. And I will tell them literally, like, this person that did that to you, they were so wrong for it, and they stole something from you, and they're still stealing from you now. Like, that should make you mad. You should be mad at this person who hurt you, this person that mistreated you, stole from you back then, and they're still stealing from you now. And they went on to live their lives, and they're happy or sad, I don't know. They're doing whatever they're doing, right? But they went on, and they're not even thinking about you. And so you have to let that go and find a way. If you need to go to therapy, if you need to talk to someone, if you need to journal, write it down, I don't know, whatever you need to do to let that go, let it go. And then living in the future, and that is the one that I was notorious for, was always thinking about, okay, what's the next thing? Where am I going? What am I doing? And it's good to have ambition. It's good to be future minded and making sure that you're planning your life and all of those things. But I missed out on, like, my present, like all the milestones and the blessings and the things that I should have celebrated. I kind of moved past it. I was just like, okay, we're done, good, next thing, like, let's move on, next thing. And I think there is a level of gratitude that comes from being able to stop and celebrate milestones, being able to stop and really sit in moments where you can acknowledge what you've accomplished without it forfeiting you being able to accomplish other things in the future. And so now I'm still the same ambitious, driven person, but I'm working and being intentional on being more in the present in those things, in terms of, like, acknowledging the milestones, acknowledging the things and celebrating them. But then I also realized that I also didn't really live in the present, and just being in the present moment with the people that I love and enjoying them and enjoying the time that I have to just be alive and to do certain things and travel or try different foods and things like that, and really enjoy it in the mindful way in the present. And so now one of my big things is being present, like in the present moment, not only in this present stage of my life, but this moment right now. Right now, I am with you guys. I'm shooting this video and I'm fully present here. I'm not thinking about what I have to do later today. I'm not thinking about getting on a flight. I'm not thinking even about what I'm gonna eat. I'm thinking about what I want to communicate to you guys, and I am fully present in this moment with you. Like, we're in this together, and I'm really doing this, one, as a practice because I failed at this so many times, but I'm also doing it so you can get the best of me in this moment. You're not getting half of me, you're not getting a distracted me. I'm fully locked in, like, I'm locked in. And so I hope this is helpful. If you found it helpful, if you made it to this point of the video, put a pink heart in the comments so I know that you made it this far and that you're tracking with me. And the last two, we're almost there. This one is good. Number 6 is get rid of low vibration people. I don't know if this is a thing. I know I've heard of, like, low vibration meals maybe, but there's also low vibration people, and this doesn't make them bad people. This doesn't make them people that are not valuable. They're just the wrong people for you. And what I mean by that is people who might not see your value or appreciate you for who you are, and also people who are just stuck and focused on low vibration things like gossip, like slandering other people or talking about people, or people who are just like tea. And people who gossip, fun fact, if they're gossiping with you about someone else, they will eventually gossip about you with someone else. Like, you guys don't have this special relationship. When people gossip and you think that you're bonding with them over the gossip, it's not. Like, I saw on Instagram, it said, you're not friends. You're just messy adults when you gossip and talk about other people or slander other people. You might think you're bonding or you're bonded, but that is not gonna last because they will betray you eventually. And if you're the one who gossips and you like gossiping, like, you need to search your heart and figure out what it is about gossip, what it is about other people's misfortunes or talking about other people that makes you feel good. Because it shouldn't make you feel good. It shouldn't make you sad. It should make you want to help them or pray for them. It shouldn't make you happy. And so you should really search your heart. If you need to go to therapy to figure it out, if you need to pray, whatever you need to do. But gossip, slander, insecurities, and we all have insecurities, but there's a certain level of insecurity that is toxic and that you need to get rid of. And so you don't need to bring any low vibration people into this new chapter of your life. Only people who are going to encourage you, uplift you, and that you can do that for them too. People who are not so focused on other people's lives, on gossip, on celebrity gossip, on tea, spilling tea, drinking tea, because they're going to spill your tea too, right? And you might get burned in the process. You want people who are focused on their goals, people who are focused on ideas, people who are focused on uplifting others, people who will mention your name in rooms that are full of opportunities, right? People are not going to try to block your blessings, but people that are going to try to be contributors to your blessings. Now people are going to monitor what you're doing just so they can see if you're doing better than them. People are going to compare themselves to you. Like, you don't need that. You don't need any of that. Like, in this new year, in this new chapter of your life, you need to clean slate and really pray and ask God to bring you good people in your life. People are going to help you and people that you can help too, because it's a two-way street. You can't only want to get and you're not here to give anything. It's both ways. And make sure that the people in your life are worth your energy and that you do whatever is within your power to make sure that the relationships that you have is quality people only. Quality people only. QPO. Quality people only. Like, others need not apply. Others need not apply. That's it. That's it. So quality people only. Number 7 is you need to let go of grudges and unforgiveness. I read this quote. You might be familiar with it too, which says that when you don't forgive someone else, it's like drinking poison, but expecting them to die from the poison. That doesn't make sense. You're the one who's dying when you drink poison. And unforgiveness, grudges, holding something for someone can make you very sick because it affects your physical health. It's not only affecting your mental health, but it also, that stress and that anxiety will also affect your physical health. And so you want to forgive everyone that's ever wronged you, and if you need to go to therapy for that, or if you need, and it's not something that says that what they did to you was right. It's not condoning what happened. It's freeing yourself from what happened and being able to move forward in your life. And the Bible also talks about us being forgiven in the same way that we forgive, and us being judged in the same way that we judge. And so that also being mindful that God does call us to forgive the people who wrong us. And it's really hard sometimes, but it's not impossible. And so doing whatever you can to be able to move on in a way that's light and you're not weighed down by what other people did to you, but that you're able to move forward in freedom, that is going to be a game changer for this next chapter of your life. So these are the 7 things that you should leave behind and not bring into this new year, not bring this into your new chapter. If you found it helpful, let me know in the comments which one you found most helpful for you, the one that stood out to you, the one that you're gonna apply, or maybe the one that's most difficult to you. And subscribe, comment, make sure we keep the conversation going in the chat. If there's anything else that we should add to this list, go ahead and put it also in the comments. I always say chat because I've done a lot of live streams and we always say put it in the chat, but it's really the comments in this setting. Put it in the comments. I'll make sure I put my outfit details and camera details in the description box below also if you're interested. And yeah, I'm wearing this sweater. It's from Tradlands, a really cool conscious company that I love. And I'll try to do that for every video and just put those details in the description bar below. But I don't want to keep you any longer. I want you to go out there and live your best life. And remember to stay conscious and chic. See you in the next video. Bye.